I'm gonna give you mine.
Okay.
Steph, Bron, Kobe, Jordan, Shaq.
Ooh.
The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the hosts are for entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect those of RJV Media Lab, Inc., its affiliates, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Them boys ain't cutting up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Children of all ages, welcome. I say welcome.
How y'all doing?
To another episode of Cutting Up with Your Boys.
I say, how y'all doing?
And as always, it's your boy D in the place to be. And to my front, we got my boy
Elroy Jetson ready for blast off.
in the cutty. We got that boy C Murder. And as we always say, ladies and gentlemen, we like work for you to like, share, subscribe, and also cut your notifications on so you will be notified when we ready.
Yeah.
So how you doing today, my brother?
Man, I'm good, G. You know what I'm saying? Like, good day. One of them laid back days where I pretty much did nothing.
Yeah, I did. It was kind of, it been raining, so yeah.
I didn't even like go to the gym this morning because, like, to be real, going on what we talked about earlier, that's why I ain't say too much or nothing, but shouts out to the Birmingham Stallions for falling short, but big ups on a great season. I mean, you made it to the championship game. You're a game away from trying to capitalize on making more history. But being at the Stallion game.
Yeah, definitely big ups to the Stallion. Great season. Definitely want to, piggyback up on that,
Yeah.
3 in a row. I guess like they always say, you try to win them all, but you can't. And, best served for, I do think it's best served for the actual, for the league, for someone else that gets some exposure. To keep it going, you know what I'm saying?
Big,
but,
to be more competitive.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
But back to that, though, man, I was so whooped Sunday because, I was at the shop grinding for a hot second. Then I went out there and,
that sun was something.
I was pulling on that vape. So it's like, I'm trying to enjoy the game, but this, being in Birmingham, Alabama this time of year, it was like 90 degrees,
bruh.
But it felt like 100, you know what I'm saying? Like no shade. Sitting on concrete.
On that iron,
concrete or iron, take your pick. But yeah, I was so whooped. Like I said, the hell with this. Today is gonna be that day where I take it easy, and the rest of the week I'm gonna go hard in the paint. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling.
I always take one day out the week to rest. You know what I'm saying? And it just won't be one this week. Where it was just today. But cool. Hey. It is what it is. How about yourself, bro?
Man, I've been chilling, man. I ain't really do much today. I ain't see it the same way, cause bro, after I got about that Sunday, bro,
I'm telling you, man.
But I will say just about the vibe of the game. I think that was our best crowd. Hey, see where the check? Can you check and see what the tennis was? Or you got it? I think I want to say that was a good. I want to say we cracked. We hovering at 10. I want to say we cracked 12. I want to say 12 because I think the vibes was good, you know what I mean? And I definitely think that we can, kind of parlay that into going forward. And I definitely think with more marketing, because I actually did see a billboard, right? The automated billboard downtown coming by Shai, the one that kind of flipped. I did see it on that. But I think it's going to have to be a little bit more exposure. 10,900 change. See, I was hoping for it, but it felt better, though. It just felt
and
like...
And to be honest, let's just be real, man. It might not even been 10,000 folk out there.
No, it was 10,000.
That might have been 10,000 tickets that were sold.
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you.
It's hard to tell on when they report it. If they report it on the stadium PA, like they do at the Classic, then that means that
based it on ticket sales.
they going on, no, not ticket sale. They going on how many folk that they done scan coming in there.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
I got you.
So, you know, the Classic is one of the biggest HBCU games, so you know they going to boast that number.
So what they use at Classic number, 40, 50,000? Something like that?
On regular, it's like 48.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I done been in there with
48.
scans back in the day when it was 70,000 in there, bro.
Off top.
Like early 90s, late 90s, 2000, it's 70,000 in there during the game.
For real though. You
70,000.
You said it when you said it in the 90s.
In the 90s, bro, it was 70,000 in the game. I ain't talking about outside. I'm talking about in the stadium, standing still at halftime. It's 70,000 easy. Yeah. Now it may clear out after halftime, but before from kickoff to the end of the second quarter,
it's getting back that way.
Stood up.
It's getting back that way due to the fact that A&M is getting so big now that, from my understanding, if you are upperclassmen, they telling you got to get an apartment. That not you got to get one, but they're putting them in apartments. Like ain't nobody on campus other than freshmen and sophomores. You know what I'm saying? Like they done took over.
Yeah, a lot of schools get like that though. Because
this is like the third freshman class in a row that's like done set a record.
Yeah, I had one of my friend of mine who said that their daughter going to LSU, and they basically telling them, if y'all, like first up, go ahead and pay your money, because if not, you're going to run out of this housing off the top. You know what I mean?
Come, first serve.
So no doubt. But just to say on that part, man, Birmingham, we still need to do better. We still ain't, bro, listen, for the St. Louis game, even though they lost, big ups to whatever the hell y'all doing in St. Louis, bro.
But you got to keep in mind,
27,000, bro.
But you got to keep in mind, they got an edge too, man. Like
what's the edge?
You don't have to really worry about the weather.
Yeah, I think St. Louis is the outside stadium.
No, it's not.
You sure?
I
don't know. I've not watched them.
They playing in a dome, G. They playing where the Rams used to play. So, like, this time of the year, just long as it's a good timing, shit, they in there, bro.
Well, if that's the case, I'm a go.
They in a dome, man. You feel me? And I don't think it's that much bigger than Protective. You feel me? But it's bigger, but it's rocking because you ain't got to worry about the weather. Give you something to do. Hey, that's why it's rocking the way it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not for sure on that part now, but if that's the case, then I can definitely understand that.
And it might have something to do with what you had said a couple of sessions ago about the ticket pricing. So it goes in several different ways.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They play at the Dome at American Center in St. Louis.
Yeah, when the Rams were the greatest show on turf, that's where they played.
So yeah,
then they left.
I'm gonna leave it at. I'm gonna stop it and leave it at that. That clearly makes
they ain't got to sit in that scorching hot sun like us.
Full understanding.
Shit.
And then it ain't even hot up there like it be hot like that. So that changed. So yeah, y'all can't. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm taking. Now I didn't know that.
Off top.
That's
why they the only stadium
27,000
that be just about.
They had
full capacity every time they play.
27,000 at their championship game, and they said that was a low.
Right.
That was a low.
Right.
But 27,000, it's gonna take us 3 weeks to compile to get to 27,000. They get into 27,000 a week. Yeah. We ain't lose a draw. And I think that we could pull the same amount if people weren't worried about the weather.
Pretty much, let's just be real. That's just the whole bottom part of Protective.
27,000.
Cause I think Protective hold like 32.
I think they hold like 40 something.
Hell no.
What you got? But if you got the other side in the top, it's a full capacity. I think it's about 40 something.
Well, it might be like 42, but it ain't that much. No, it ain't no 42.
You don't think so?
No, hell no. No, it's like 35, 32. It ain't that.
47,100.
Protective? I mean, I believe now.
That's what I said. Once you put with a college stadium, when you got college, you gonna put 40,000 in there, unless it's a D2 school or something like that. When you're not expecting.
I got you. I just thought it was,
But then you gotta look at that one. That wasn't built more for other games like high school championships, and other stuff like that. That Protective is used for. Even like that golf book concert that shut the city down. You know what I'm saying? So,
that ain't gonna have no more because they're gonna be at Coca-Cola.
Oh, you talking about the other little
amphitheater.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what that look like though.
Let's push on over to
the NBA.
Yeah.
All of the Oklahoma City fans who told me that this was going to be a sweep and that Indiana was not going to win a game, come to the front of the class. I need to speak to you very, very closely.
Hey, but in all fairness, before we get jumping on that, like, I got a question for you. Like, my question to you is the difference in game 1 and game 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know OKC adjusted. You know what I'm saying? Because it was more or less trapping Haliburton, trying to get the ball out of his hands, and they played a different style of zone defense that kind of hurt what Indiana was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So, like, do you think it's something to worry about? Because they won the first game. I mean, the first game, you know, they were up 20-something points the whole game. But they found something out, and next thing you know, they made their push. And the same thing almost happened game 2, because they did bring it down to like 11-9 a couple of times. But it was like, you know, SGA was more or less like, not tonight, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what do you think? Like, I see it going 6 games anyway.
Oh, no doubt.
I knew that Indiana wasn't going to win both games, especially after winning the first game. You know what I'm saying? So, It's like, I knew they were going to win this. Now, my thing is, I'm thinking Indiana going to protect their house and win both games and apply pressure. Major pressure.
Now, I'm going to say this. The difference between the 2 games, I feel like, was, and a lot of people going to always say, oh, you being this, you being that. I feel like it was the whistle. You got to look at it. First game, I don't know if he did, but I don't even think he got double-digit free throws the first game. I think he was 7 for 8. So this one he got double-digit free throws. And notice that, look at how they play.
Game 2, he got a combination of both. He going to the free throw line and making shots. And going to the free throw line does make stars of his magnitude, it makes the rim wider. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to give him a little bit. I'm not, I don't know how everybody's in love with him. I'm not even giving him a star. He's not even top 10, and I'm talking to him in the NBA. I'm not even giving him top 10. I don't like his game.
But another thing is this, though, D, like, the supporting cast played better as well. They were hitting shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't gassed, because it seemed like they weren't used to what Indiana was trying to do in game 1, which was running the flow. You know what I'm saying? They slowed them down by trying to trap or pick them up at full court, you know what I'm saying, or trap at half court. So,
but see, typically with OKC, they're not a great shooting team. They don't shoot jump shots very well at all. They're not a great 3-point shooting team at all. They win by I won't say win by default, and I'm going to say default, but they win by defense. Defense and playing you in transition, making you turn over the ball. That's how Indiana ended up having 20 turnovers in the first half in that first game. And it did slow the turnovers down, but they wasn't able to hit shots. You know what I mean? So that's basically the biggest thing they got to do is hit shots, because they had a lot of wide open shots. Hit them. You know what I mean? So I'm not even going to say nothing changed. And I'm going to always say this, that SGA is going to be always, for whatever, it's been real beneficial for the whistle. He gets the whistle more than anybody else, but creates more contact than anybody else. But I think this will be the last season in which that he'll be able to kind of do some of the stuff he's doing.
Get the call.
Because they're going to change some of the rules, just like they changed when Trae Young and them used to always do the dribble down and stop with you on their back and then shoot it. They stopped that where you can't do that anymore. And they're going to basically stop doing that where you can basically garner the contact with the defender even though they're in perfect defending position and then just throw up a prayer. Because that's a lot of his shots are just prayer and a lot of arm bars where he just got to push you off and get a shot.
I think they're going to stop Jalen Brunson from doing that as well.
All of them, they're the same players.
He does
just
the
small,
same
he's just
thing.
bigger. You know what I mean? So both of them are foul merchants and things like that. So
hey, man. Go on, put one of them bears over, man. Go on,
put
one of them bears over, man.
But yeah, so I just look at it like, at the end of the day, I still think it's going 6 games. A lot of people talking about 5 and stuff
Hell
like that.
no.
So I still gonna go 6 games because Indiana gonna win game 3 at the house. Now the 4 is because I feel like OKC it was a must-win game for game 2.
That was the championship game for them.
Right, because they could not lose both games at home and travel back to Indiana thinking they weren't and thinking they were gonna win the series. Period. I wouldn't.
The NBA ain't finna let nobody get swept in.
Yeah, there's no money in a sweep.
All right.
That's what I keep telling everybody. Everybody talking about the sweep. I say in who world? NBA sweeping? No, not in the finals. No,
that's not happening.
No, there's no money. Nobody watch 4 games. You think I'm gonna just get 4 games? No, they're gonna get 6. Trust me, they're gonna pull 6 games out of this or whatever you feel like. And all you have to do is just watch the game. You can watch how it's officiated from the first quarter, second quarter, then third quarter, and once you get to the 4th, it's basically all hands barred.
Right.
So I do like the series. Series is getting a little bit more views because they said the first game was one of the lowest viewed games of the playoff era since like '97. But I'm pretty sure that because nobody wanted to see OKC, Indiana, 2 small market teams, no real superstars. That's why I keep saying a lot of people call
but it's new blood. You know what I'm saying?
It's new blood, but I still don't win. But we both know we still not putting Shai in it. I'm not putting. Do you put Shai in your top 5 in the NBA right now? As players?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying you can't tell me he's a superstar.
No,
if he's not even in my top 5.
We just talking about team though. Like the NBA is trying to pass the torch. And
no doubt. Because Ant didn't want it. Ant said he didn't want it.
Let's just be real. Shai has that attitude and demeanor of what they're looking for. He just played ball.
Right.
He
good guy.
Clean
real
cut,
nice, clean cut.
Doesn't get any trouble. Team player.
So
quiet.
I ain't hating on him at all.
Like, I mean, I'm just saying, man. And Haliburton can be that as well. Yeah. It's just the fact
crazy ass daddy.
That's
it. Chill his daddy out. He good.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I think because he gives a Reggie Miller vibe.
Well, I ain't gonna say that.
I'm saying this while we're being in Indiana's face.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I got you.
With some of the stuff he's doing, I gotta tell him that. Gotta give him that because since the playoff era '97, with shots under 3 seconds in playoff, I think it's in playoffs and in regular seasons, under 3 seconds to either take the lead or tie game in the 4th quarter overtime. He's got 5 shots that he's hit. Reggie Miller has 5. LeBron has 8. Reggie Miller hit 5 in his career. He got 5 in his 3rd or 4th year, and he got 4 this season. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So he's just getting started. So I'll say, Haliburton's definitely on a high trajectory right now. So, and I'm gonna ask you this: who you think benefits more from winning this championship, Shai or Haliburton?
Who benefits more?
Whose star factor benefits more in this championship? Who you think benefits more with Shai winning it at this point in his career or Haliburton?
Haliburton.
I definitely say the same thing.
And I'm saying that surely because of how he pretty much rode the bench in the Olympics. They dogged him and said he wasn't a superstar, couldn't make the shots.
Most overrated.
Yeah, most overrated in the NBA. Like, it was a lot of things said bad about him. I mean, like, then his father did what he did. Like, even in one of his best moments, his father kind of embarrassed him. He stood up, said he was dead wrong, took
it all of it.
Took it all to the chin. Like, Shai, like I say, Shai is clean cut, quiet. You'll probably never ever hear anything bad about him, or you know what I'm saying. He's just that dude when it comes to just, hey man, I just want to just play basketball.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be definitely benefit him in reference to that. So, yeah. But we'll see. Like I said, we tied up 1-1. What next game tomorrow?
I think so. Yeah, any
other?
We're
gonna go every. I think we're gonna start going every other day. I think so. What's the day tomorrow? No, next game is
Wednesday.
Wednesday at 7:30.
Yeah, because they play Sunday.
Yeah,
and
so
they
go every
travel. They got to travel.
2 days between travel.
Well, 3 days. They play Sunday and they playing Wednesday.
Today.
So they getting a day to chill and then 2 days to practice. Well, a day and a half probably to practice. Get used to it, so it won't be no jet lag. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this, and this is what we talking about the NBA and we talking about the playoffs.
Let's do it.
LeBron, let me ask you the question. Would you hear what he said about the playoffs in reference to like shortening the season? All right, so he said something like on the little podcast that he do with what's his name? Steve Nash. shorten the season by so many games to get ready for the playoffs. And what he said kind of makes sense. He said, think about it. You play 82 games where you basically play what you say standard basketball. No, it's not physical. No hand checking, no nothing. Then you got to play 82 games, then turn around and for the next 2 months play high intensity, full court, hand checking, physical. Might not get definitely might not get the goddamn whistle basketball for 2 months and win it. You get what I'm saying? So I definitely understand what he's saying because look at it in this way: college football. SEC championship is in the end the end of the season is in the last week of November. You're going to play a conference championship in the beginning of December. So it's December probably the first, second, or third. You're not going to play another college snap until January. So they're getting 3 weeks off.
Well, we all know that they're not going to do that. So they need to come up with a different equation. They're not going to shorten the season because that's going to cut their money short, which means at the end of the day, if you cut their money short, they're going to try to start cutting the players' money short.
Now I don't think they should shorten it. I just think they should I think they should get a break though between like at least I feel like a 2 full week break in between it.
No, they shouldn't get. Well, they should get a week break in between the season and the playoffs. I'm cool with that, but if you're gonna play 82 games instead of having back to back or every other night, I think that they should cut it down to it's only like 2 games a week for.
Playoffs?
Certain teams.
Oh,
no.
What you mean in 2 weeks game?
Not in the playoffs, but the regular season.
Oh hell no, that season will take forever, bro.
But this is the thing: you might add like another month or two, but when you are in the mix of the summer and it's July and August, and you're still begging for football to start, you know what I'm saying? Basketball will be just now ending.
But
that's all you doing.
But you can't. You still got to look at it like this.
You can add. I mean, I'm just saying it ain't got to be as long as what I'm saying. But I'm just saying I don't know how many games the average NBA team plays a week.
It truly depends on how the schedule set up.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like hypothetically speaking,
3 to 5.
If they play
3 to, well,
if they play 4 games a week,
3 to 5.
If they say, let's hypothetically speaking, if they play 4 games a week, I would say cut it back to like 3 games. That'll give them a little more rest in between games. That'll give you better competition and maybe less injuries. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, you're going to have some people that just ain't going to take care of their bodies until, you know, the last minute, or they just like to just shoot basketball. They're not fixing to work out. Like, that's on them. But others that take care of themselves, the superstars, that gives them a little more time to do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? Give them a little more rest. You know what I mean?
Still, you got to understand this. If you lengthen out the length of the season, you're going to still want them to start at the same time all over again. So they're going to get shorter off season. Because you're going to still want the OTA, the off season stuff to start at the same time. And you ain't going to want to push it back.
But see, this is the thing, D. Like, even if you shorten the off season, all they got to do is just do like they do in the NFL. Don't nobody play in the preseason. The preseason is when you start getting in the groove of practice.
But Jay,
I mean, I'm just saying they play.
You gotta play in preseason because you gotta think about it.
The preseason will be the first 3 weeks of basketball.
But think about this: do you want to not play in the preseason, and then now you having your first 2 weeks of the season race the preseason games?
But it's gonna cut back the load management bullshit and all.
I don't think it'll cut it back.
I think it will.
It's gonna hurt the consumer because you're gonna stop seeing your players.
No, you're not gonna stop seeing your players because there ain't no way they gonna have to load manage because they gonna have extra time to rest a little.
So they can't load manage now because of the MVP thing.
Well, that's just to give them a check. I mean, they getting the money and endorsements. They ain't studying that shit.
The people that want to play for the MVP, they want that trophy. You know what I'm saying? That means something.
Yeah, but
that's why I tell you that Kobe ain't top 10 because they ain't got but one MVP.
But the main folk that really are that we're talking about superstar wise nowadays in the NBA, they just worried about their ring. Scoring titles and MVPs ain't really. If I get it, cool beans, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but
I ain't gonna say that because
these boys won't ring like as good as a shooter as Curry is, how many times he didn't got the scoring title? You know what I'm saying? He can get that some bitch every year.
But he got too many people around him. See, these days you don't have a paper like that.
But I'm just saying though, at the end of the day, as many folk as he had, like if Steph Curry wanted to, that dude could have gotten the scoring title just about every year.
There's a lot of people that could. LeBron could.
But I'm just saying, like he don't care about that.
Right.
You feel me? He know it takes a team. He know it takes a team to win a championship.
Right, but
LeBron know it takes a team, so they don't care nothing about scoring titles, man. They want that ring, G.
No, I'm saying, not even saying score titles or MVP. I'm just saying in reference to what creates load management. And now what they're trying to do to take away the load management is putting a game restriction in reference to who want to play the MVP.
But that's what I'm saying.
Keep your stars from playing to play.
But that's what I'm saying.
They want
that's what I'm saying, though. These real niggas don't care about that, man. Kevin Durant don't care about that because they done got him. Like
Kevin Durant ain't won no MVP in the regular season?
I ain't talking about, I'm saying scoring title, he the one.
Yeah, because he a scorer.
Okay, but I'm just saying, though, if he wanted to win MVP, he could.
I don't know.
I ain't no fan like that, but the dude is a hooper and he's top 5 in the game.
Now?
Yeah. It's just the fact that he's trying to do something that I think that's not him. I think Kevin Durant is a good basketball player, or a great basketball player, but I think that he's better with just one superstar next to him. Now that he has gotten,
what you mean, like him and somebody else? Nobody's gonna do that no more.
But the last couple of years, though, he's been trying to play with 3 superstars.
Everybody got to have 3.
I understand that, but he can't. I feel that he can't because he has to have the ball in his hands.
Now, he has to play with the right type of superstars. You know what I mean? Because every superstar, I feel like, don't have to have the ball or not ball dominant. Because, you know what I mean, they can still play. Like Steph Curry, he's not a ball dominant player. He runs with the ball and shoot it out, and he just shoot it. You know what I mean? Like, I done seen Klay Thompson with school 50 points, don't even take a damn dribble. You know what I mean? So they don't have to have the ball long. They just have to get it in their hands. So I just think the game is kind of morphing around and just kind of moving from still the 3-point shot is still the biggest thing. That's what kind of loses championships and from games. But I still think now they're trying to get back to a little bit more of a physical game, just like when you're pushing a player like Shai who doesn't shoot the 3. He's not a 3-point shooter. He likes to get to the hole, create the contact. So they're pushing you kind of back toward that to pull away from the 3 because that's what everybody's complaining the NBA has became a 3-point shooting contest. So that's basically what is the game.
Well, in my opinion, like he wasn't trying to do it. He wasn't. You know what I'm saying? That's just his game.
Who?
Steph Curry.
Yeah, this is all. This
That's
is
just his
Arsenal.
game. Like he's the best 3-point shooter that God has ever created when it comes to the NBA. And the thing about it is, he is so good at it, and has been so good at it for so long, and makes it look so easy. It's like everybody understands now that 3 is more than 2. But the thing about it is everybody can't shoot like him. So it's like that's, in my opinion, what has messed the NBA and basketball up because everybody is trying to keep up with the Joneses. Look, bro. Trying to be like
I think it's
Steph.
Analytics. 3 is more than 2, like you just said.
I mean, it's analytics. Yes, that has something to do with it. But at the end of the day, I see teams that play all-round basketball, teams that have some sort of a center in the paint, as well as good basketball players around them. But what I'm saying is this, D, you're not hearing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when that 3 isn't falling, they have sense enough to know to take it to the hole or set a play up for the center to bag down. And if they come with the double team to swing it around, then, or pass it to the cutting man to the hole. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a forward league, not a center league. In reference to what you're speaking, like back and down.
But either way it goes,
I know what you're saying. Like a big man, a big man in reference to that part.
Like at the end of the day, like that's why I don't like watching Alabama when it comes to college basketball because all they do is shoot 3s. Like, and that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like analytics nobody's studying analytics. It's just the fact that everybody was seeing Steph Curry and seeing the analytics and how well it was working with him and the system that the Golden State Warriors
It's a triangle. It's a triangle
around
type of,
him.
It's a triangle type of offense,
with 3-point shooters.
right? But you got to look at it.
But
People always say LeBron didn't win championships like that because he was never in an offensive system that bred championships. Steve Kerr basically took a form of the triangle system that bred
LeBron ain't
championships.
never had a real coach. That's the biggest point. Like
Basically the same thing.
everybody
that
that
bred an
LeBron-
actual system. He was just
Eric Spoelstra is the best coach LeBron has ever had.
right, but that's why I said I don't feel like he ever played in a system that bred championships like with Phil Jackson and triangle offense. When you got the right player to play it around, it breeds championships. Steve Kerr took a piece of it, took it to Golden State. That's why they were to win championships with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and whatever 3-day person they ever had. It didn't matter.
Let's move on, D.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah, let's move on to the next subject so we won't get stuck. We already got
I got one
limited
hitter.
time.
Okay, I got a hitter question for you before we leave the NBA.
All right,
It's
hit
on
it.
the NBA.
All right, hit it.
Of your current right now, in no order, who is your top 5 NBA players
Right now?
No, like from using from all of today's people all the way back to the beginning. Who is your top 5?
Oh, Shaquille at the
No, it doesn't have to be by position. It can just be top 5 players. Like
Oh,
you know what I'm
players,
saying? Just
period?
top player, period. Who is your top 5?
Oh.
Period.
But see,
I'm gonna give you mine real quick. Of course, it's no order.
I'm gonna give you mine.
Okay.
Steph, Bron, Kobe, Jordan, Shaq.
Ooh. Mine ain't gonna look nothing like that. Bron, Jordan, Magic, Kareem, Tim Duncan. And that goes back to a point for me to put, and the reason why I asked that question is to get an answer what you were saying. For the 2 people that you put in your top 5, I don't even think I would only put one in my top 5 was Steph. Kobe wouldn't cuss my top 10. And people always say, well, Kobe's so great. And now, and I want all about it at the bottom of this. You got a problem with what I'm saying? God damn it, tell me who is your top 5. I would never put Kobe in my top 5 for a couple of reasons. First reason, top 2 in most shots missed in the NBA. Can't be an MVP for me. Missed too many shots. Also, you played 20 years, 20 years, and they only thought you was the greatest player of your 20 years one time. Show me a GOAT that's in the top 5 of anything with one MVP.
Well, me personally, I'm different. Like, I was a fan of Kobe.
Oh, I'm definitely a fan of Kobe.
I'm a fan of Kobe, and like the only thing that I would hate on Kobe about was 2 things: the fallout between him and Shaq. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter that I was an AI fanatic, and we lost to them. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, at the end of the day, Kobe was like always one up better than AI. So it was like,
He's just hard for little guards.
But it's like this, man. Like, the more I heard things about Kobe after he passed, like, the more I found more respect for him because of so much we had in common. He was into martial arts heavy. He had so many black belts and so many different styles of martial arts. 1. 2, Kobe was a die-hard Philadelphia Eagles fan. To the heart, G. You know what I'm saying? 3, Byron Scott made a statement about the mentality of the Black Mamba. And like, after he spoke about it, they played the clip. And there's no disrespect to Jason Tatum. It just shows you the difference in Kobe's mentality. Kobe and Jason Tatum have the same injury right now. Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know if one is worse than the other, but at the end of the day, they said both of them pop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Achilles tendon. When Kobe, when his popped, he bent over, grabbed his ankle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, after Kobe hurt his, I think, if I ain't mistaken, he was around about, close to half court. You know what I'm saying? He walked to the free throw line, shot 2 free throws, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then walked from the free throw line to the opposite end of the floor with no help. He walked on that bitch and went to the locker room. And to me, that just showed how tough he was mentally. Like, no, nigga, I ain't finna get carried off. I'm not finna be crying and hooping and hollering. I'm fixing to, you know what I'm saying, get my shit together, and I'm going to walk off this floor like a man. You know what I'm saying? And that might have had something to do with the martial arts in them. Like, I have the utmost respect for that dude. Look, 24 hours in the day, they say that dude only slept 4.
I done heard all of the things.
Sleep, eat, breathe. He has 5 championships, and he won 5 championships in an era where basketball was actually changing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he did it in the midst of when Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs were at their finest. He was doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got a little. I guess I'm gonna be a little.
Seattle. I mean, not Seattle. I'm sorry. Sacramento was at their best.
They went all that.
I mean, they were all at they would whoop everybody, but Kobe and Shaq in the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this.
I got to put them in my top 5.
I'm not.
Bro.
The reason why I'm not putting them up there only because of a couple of reasons. Like I said,
you want them Cheetos.
First one, the first one I told you, he missed too many shots. Second of all, Kobe never cared about making his team better. He only wanted to belittle team. Let me finish. Let me finish. I'll let you get all of that out. I'll let you get all of that out. Kobe never made his players better. Kobe wanted to be a snake, but he's a snake punk ass motherfucker. I ain't got, and I'm not disrespecting him, but with this punk ass shit he pulled with Shaq, then he come up, I'm married, throwing his ring finger up, I'm married on that diary from China out on the Great Wall. I ain't never gonna forget it. When you was, I'm married, then 2 weeks later you getting new cheating with the girl who put mints on your pillow. No respect for that. Also, I believe
we just talking basketball, bro.
And as a basketball player, even with walking off with the ACL or whatever the, you know what I'm saying, the injury is, that's just,
we can't do that, D.
He wanted to be like Jordan so bad because Jordan was arrogant and he was gonna be talk shit, treat people like shit. That's why the writers never voted him MVP. That's why he never got an MVP vote because nobody liked Kobe.
I don't think that's a fair assessment because at the end of the day, like,
it ain't gotta be fair. It's just mine.
I understand, but at the end of the day, it's still not fair because, like, I'm
going on what people said. There's a lot of people that said they didn't like Kobe.
Okay, but half of what you said ain't really relevant because that ain't even got nothing to do with basketball.
Bro, you had half of what you just said and what you liked them ain't had nothing to do with basketball either.
No. I would just say no, it did. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta listen at what I was saying. I was talking about
martial arts.
I was just saying why I like Kobe and admired him, but at the end of the day, I was just trying to say he was a hard worker, G.
Yeah, he was a hard worker because
like,
he
played basketball, like he was talented, G.
He made himself talented because he wasn't a great player coming in. He became a great player. That's why they call him the mama mentality because Kobe wasn't Kobe when he came in. We all will tell you that.
Man, he was a good player when he came in.
He was not Kobe Bryant when nobody will ever say that he was. He like he said he came in arrested LTD and left out of Bugatti. So I'm gonna give him respect. That's why I'm gonna give him his flowers because he worked hard. Nobody would work hard. His work ethic was, over the top. And I think that's a lot of things because he would, if you didn't work like him or come to work like him, he would basically just kind of cast you off. But and that to me, I understand the mentality that you want players to work, but everybody's not gonna be you. So I can't never get nobody to say it's me. So I just think that he was a little harsh toward people, and that's why I say a lot of his players. I don't think he made a lot of people better. And like I said, the other reason I can't put him at number in my GOAT conversation is there's no GOAT that was ever number 2 on their team. There's no GOAT that you can put in that number 10, top 5 that you can say they played second fiddle to anybody. Kobe has 5 rings. He plays number 2 in 3 of them. We both know Shaq was the most dominant player out of all 3 of those championships they won in the 3-peat. We know that. It's not even up for debate. Kobe got his later. Shaq even got one when he went over to the Heat. So, Kobe, great player, top 10. Nah, I can't get him top 10. No way.
Man, let's move on.
No way he's top 10.
Okay, yeah.
But on the NFL, we got a couple moves to go on. We got Aaron Rodgers to the Pittsburgh Steelers. What you think? Do you think it makes him a better team? I think it's not going to make him a better team. A-Rod's been trash for the last 5 years, especially now that you did lose George Pickens. Even though you did gain DK Metcalf, you also lost Najee Harris. So I think you're still rebuilding and reference around your offense to see what your offense actually going to still look like. You got Moose and a couple more other pieces, so, definitely see what they end up looking like. But I don't, especially being in the division that they in, you know what I mean? So it's hell.
They're going to be fighting with the Browns for the 3rd spot.
And depending on that, the Cleveland depends on who play quarterback. They could be they could be better than that. So you never know, because their defense keeps them in it.
They won't be better than Cincinnati or Baltimore.
If they beat them both times, they're better than them, because they can, because their defense can do it.
Okay,
we've seen them win 2 games with the trash ass quarterback they had a couple years.
I give you that, but at the end of the day, the Browns are not going to be what they can be offensively because
quarterback deficiency,
and they don't have a running back that we
Chubb gone now.
We can't. We don't even know who
they got old boy though. They got Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State, and I think he's a Chubb-ish type of running back.
No, he ain't big enough. No.
Bro, he single-handedly closed that pin with that Michigan game when they had to run that game at the clock.
That dude
he shut
is
it
more
down.
like a Alvin Kamara, but he ain't no Nick Chubb. He's not Bill. He's not
3-down back, bro. I'm gonna give him that. I watched him play. I think he won over.
Man ain't finna run in between tackles like that.
Did you watch
all
him?
Game?
Did you watch him?
We talking about the NFL, bro. We talking about the NFL, bro.
So do you not get the SEC running backs any kind of props in reference to what they have to do?
Bro, they gonna use him like they gonna use him like they used the running back up there in Detroit from Alabama. He gonna run a lot of off tackles, and if he runs anything up the middle, it's gonna be a draw play.
You need to watch Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs run the ball up that middle a lot more than you think. Because remember when Montgomery went down, he was bell counting. That guy. I'm gonna give him a little bit more props than what he think, because he got a little bit more stacked by. Because I still will say Quinshon Judkins has a body frame like Jonathan Taylor. Not saying he's the same type of running back, but they have the same body frame. So I'll definitely give him props to say he doesn't have a frame that he couldn't be effective with it. Even with Christian McCaffrey, he don't have a big frame. He just don't be able to take the punishment, but he can still do it. So, we definitely believe Cleveland gonna be trash, but it is what it is with that. You know what I'm saying? So next move you got with Nick, of course, like we just said, Nick Chubb signing with the Houston Texans. Now, that's going to be something I got to deal with over there in my division, which is the AFC South. So I definitely believe that actually cements them. I believe they should be the league leader in the AFC South over Tennessee, because you got a veteran quarterback. You should have a great wide receiver room.
I mean, to be honest, I don't even think they were the team to really watch out for. I mean, y'all are the best 2 teams name-wise going on talent. But we gotta keep
talking in mind. The AFC South.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna give it to Houston 1, Tennessee 2, we 3, and I'll say Jacksonville 3, we 4. Because I don't have any faith in my quarterback.
But see, this is the thing. What I was about to say, like Jacksonville, in my opinion, has the best roster from top to bottom in the AFC South.
Oh no. Because I'm not gonna say Sunshine's better than Stroud.
But see, this is the thing.
Nothing in that backfield is better than what they got in Houston.
Not now, but overall, I think right now Jacksonville has a better wide receiving core because of how Houston is depleted and banged up. You understand? Stroud is a great quarterback, and he can make, others look better than what they are, make them reach a high. But I'm just saying now, defense for defense, Jacksonville ain't no slouch defensively. So
they're not great. It all depends if they're gonna let how much they're gonna let Travis Hunter play cornerback, and that's what's gonna make the difference.
And then another thing that's a dark horse about Jacksonville, they got a new coach. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we don't really know.
But that coach, I got
they might put Sunshine in an actual offense that he's comfortable in.
I just want to see if he gonna play better than he play because he ain't been really doing much.
Well, he ain't did nothing since he took that concussion. Like, that was the end of everything. Like, shut him down.
But yeah, we gonna see though. So I'm definitely gonna see him.
You been watching y'all?
Only thing I've been seeing that my quarterback's been hurt. He went out with a little shoulder thing, so I know he's gonna be out for the rest of the OTAs and mandatory when training camp start. He should be back. Really nothing more, everybody's still healthy, hadn't heard anything outside of that, so we good right now. Just trying to figure out what's going on with the quarterback, man. That's my only problem. So I think everything else is good. My defense is kind of, we had to rebuild the whole offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Lost a lot up there, lost the center, lost basically your best three offensive linemen left. So it's going to be a lot of restructuring across the front. Still rebuilding the defense. So it's a work in progress, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of moving pieces. So we'll see. Then you got with the kind of moving them, how you got pieces around in my division, because you got three good decent quarterbacks, even though one of the rookie, which is Cam Ward, but you got Stroud, Sunshine, and whoever I decide to put at quarterback. So I still feel we at fourth, even with him being a rookie, and the quarterback in reference to if you rated him, you know what I mean, in reference to like ceiling. So, we just kind of see how I push out. You know what I'm saying? If we can run the ball, we good.
Yeah, because it should make it simple.
Make it help them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if we got to go to fucking Daniel Jones, bro, it's gonna be a wrap. Because that's basically who my second guy will be.
Trash.
Yeah. So yeah. What you got for yourself?
All right, now, going on exactly what the beat writer said for us thus far. They said Saquon look like he's still in mid-season form from last year. Devontae looks like he done bulked up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? AJ looks like he's still in mid-season form.
But y'all didn't lose nobody though, right? But y'all
offensively, we lost more. Defensively, we lost players, but the players that we lost only.
What's the thing with?
I don't see nobody hurting me. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think Carter Jones? I guess. Do you think the rookie gonna be able to fill those?
Who that, G?
The rookie safety.
Makuba?
Yeah.
Yes, Lord. He's been taking all the snaps with the first team right now. We went and got the Giants' best corner, so he's gonna be on the other side of Quinyon Mitchell. Oh, I can't think of his name. But
I just want to see what Gilgeous-Alexander gonna go since the Green Bay dropped him. He might end up with somewhere like Baltimore, Pittsburgh, somewhere. Gilgeous-Alexander.
No, I'm talking about my linebacker, the guy from Alabama.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can't think.
He's looking good, but I'm more excited about the big defensive lineman we got from Nebraska.
Okay.
Because he's supposed to be more or less like a J.J. Watt that can play every position on the D-line. So that's going to give us a little more depth as well. So, I'm excited, though, G. I really am.
The only thing I'm going to say is
they say you could tell the difference in Jalen. I mean, he's more precise, letting the ball rip, not,
You're going to be able to play a lot different when you don't want. You're going to play different for the rest of your career once you finally get a ring. Because you can play carefree because you don't have that weight on you, like, when I'm going to get there, when can I win it? You're going to play a lot differently now. That's how you can able to get 2 and 3 because you got that one. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely believe he'll be a lot more relaxed, able to kind of, keep everything until because he's seen the heights, the biggest game, won the biggest game, and actually, was a big contributor on you guys winning the game, not just handing the ball off.
I just want to see more of a 1-2 combo like what we were talking about earlier. I understand what you were saying about Saquon being a special running back.
He's going to always be the way it starts and ends.
But the running back we just got from Green Bay, the one that was at Green Bay, the big running back,
Dillon,
yeah.
Dillon. Yeah, he's gonna be a power back.
So I think hopefully things will go well to the point where we can just put him in the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying?
Third quarter.
Okay.
Let's say
third quarter. Okay. About halfway through the third. I'm with you on that, D. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got high hopes for my offense this year.
Look, he ain't like they say he ain't gonna be your closer. You gonna put that guy in the close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he the finisher.
Right.
Unless it's a close game.
So
Playoffs, he probably won't even play that much other than short yardage.
He gonna play.
I'm talking
because
about
you gonna want him. Yeah, because you gonna want him to take more punishment. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to want him to be able to take that load off because of how
it depends on how Saquon is rolling. Because now you got to keep in mind, that was just year one with the offensive line.
No, look, the same cat said, I'm finna break a record. I'm good, bro.
Now they got continuity now. So he might break.
He don't care about records like you were saying.
I'm not saying that he care about records. I'm just saying, like, by him having that continuity with the offensive lineman, now he might average like one big run a game this year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Possibly. Possible.
But of course, you'll see.
But then again, we're not going to run heavy like we did last year. It's going to be more of a balance.
That's what's going to be the biggest thing is can you balance it out?
It's going to be
because you were going to run it in the first and then.
Now, we are built to run the ball. That's just what we are. RPO. Run the quarterback, run the running back, play action, dump it to the tight end. You know what I'm saying? Hit AJ on the slant.
And play defense.
So it's gonna be a great season. I'm very excited though, man.
I definitely want to see who wins that division since the Cowboys have picked up their little pieces. So we'll see how it looks.
Yeah, but
that's our first game of the season, right?
First game, yeah. They got to come to the link. You know what I'm saying? That's opening ceremony. They're gonna hoist up the.
Need to go up in that boy,
banner.
Going up in that boy?
No, I ain't gonna go. I'm
go up in that boy, son.
I wish I could, but.
Trophy day. Yeah. Probably gonna be giving us some teas and everything.
But that's probably the highest ticket of the season too.
We wanted to check it out.
You know what I'm saying? That's the highest ticket of the year. But D, just to be real though, man, like this is like one of the most exciting seasons for me because this is the only thing that, in my opinion, that I've ever wanted. You know what I'm saying? For the Eagles, and that's just to be in the conversation of that dynasty word. And I know it's hard, but I'm not trying to get like the Patriots and win 3 in a row.
I think before you
two take a break and win 2. Like I just want to get about 3 or 4 of them, John, and just stay relevant. Like I don't want to get so many and then just fall off the face of the earth like the Cowboys.
Okay, so Jalen Hurts only has 1 Super Bowl.
Should be 2, but go ahead.
He only has 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz / Nick Foles has the prior one. So I'm not going to put this inside of your dynasty at all.
No. I'm talking about.
I'm not adding this to what you're speaking
I'm talking about. I understand what you saying about that, but I'm surely talking. That's over with. I'm surely talking about a dynasty
with Jalen Hurts.
I'm talking about with what we have going with Jalen, and I'm counting from the first Super Bowl that they lost with Kansas City up until now, and I'm counting the loss because, in my opinion.
You can't count losses.
I'm counting the loss.
You can't count losses in dynasties.
I understand, But I'm counting it because, in my opinion, in my heart, we supposed to have 2 of them some bitches.
But in the world of football,
no. I apologize. 3 because that would have made 3 with this one this year.
But the world of football, there is no moral victories.
You're right.
So no, we're not counting losses. So I'm gonna count for me to say y'all even getting into dynasty territory. That means you have to win the NFC this year. Because dynasties just don't win divisions; they win conferences consistently. So I think. Because the only reason we're speaking about Kansas City, is because they got back-to-back Super Bowls, and you got to go through Kansas City to get to the Super Bowl.
It's not just winning. It's not just going to the championship game and winning the championship game. It's winning the Super Bowl.
Right. That's what I say. That's the only reason we're speaking about Kansas City, because they have back-to-back Super Bowls. He has 3 rings already, and you have to go through AFC. If you're in the AFC, you have to go through them to get there. So that's dynasty. Those are 3 criteria.
Is that true now? Is this the year? Is this the year that somebody else wins that division?
Until somebody comes and does it, no.
But okay, in that division, don't you think that Denver, and the Chargers are good enough to beat them right now?
Nope.
Come on, D. This ain't the Chiefs are vulnerable. They went and got folk, but these folk might not pan out. You feel me? And if they do pan out, let's just be real. They ain't going to start making a difference till about the halfway point of the season.
So we do know that Kansas City went back to the Super Bowl where their best receiver was hurt. So they were just basically makeshifting shit together.
Who was the best?
Sidney Rice number 4, the one that kind of took him to the last one. Well, he was hurt. Hurt for like 7 or 8 weeks. So that's why they didn't have a number 1. That's why they went and got the one Hopkins with his 47-year-old ass. So you got to remember it. They was throwing the mop buckets and new guys. Okay. So you had a rookie with the guy Worthy. You had to go pick up Marquise, the other guy from Hollywood Brown. So you don't have this guy was just rolling with broke down Travis Kelce and whatever else he had. So as long as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes are still there, hey, you gotta beat the goddamn boogeyman, and they still the boogeyman. They still the boogeyman.
But you know they aren't the best team in the AFC, right?
Once you get
I'm just saying, like, I understand they in the conversation because of them 2 names that you named, but on paper now. Because my thing is this now, they done already freed up some money. Because they got rid of a D tackle that's kind of, he's not the highest paid on the team, but he was one of the highest paid on the defense. Talking about Cincinnati. And they were saying that they freed that up so they can pay Hendricks. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this. Like, Cincinnati don't have the best defense, but we know with their offense, they can outscore the best.
But if they can't stop a nosebleed with a pocket full of golf, they're going to make a damn difference.
But the defense started playing better towards the end of the season. And, we all know that they start off slow. We don't know why. But if there's some type of way where Joe can get the team to start off on fire in about the first 4 to 5 games of the season, and they can get on the road, end up being number 1 in the division. You know what I'm saying? Like number 2 or 3 in the AFC. I mean, I'm just saying that they aren't the big. We know.
I don't have a faith in Cincinnati. Cincinnati won't sniff a Super Bowl again for me. It's nothing.
You don't think they?
No, I love Joe Burrow. Love what he did at LSU, but I just don't. I
can't fault you on that because I feel the same way. I don't have any faith in the
organization. That's it.
I can't fault you on that because I feel the same as that way about the men in purple. So you know who I'm talking about, right?
No doubt.
I don't want to name no name because I know it's gonna hurt some feelings. But ain't that much action to this Jackson.
So I'm gonna, we'll leave it at that. And as we say, womp womp.
No.
We have come to another end to a great and illustrious episode.
Say it ain't so valid.
That's what it is. But like we always say, like, share, subscribe, and keep your notifications on so you'll know when we are cutting up. And if you have any issues, questions, or what we said, or if you want to give me your perspective on what he or I said today, jump in that chat, man. Let us know what you got going on, and we can go back and forth and we can see what's going on with it. You know what I mean? So, got anything else we got up out of here, my boy?
Oh, yeah, one more thing. Look at Sugar Shane O'Malley, you are my boy. I am a fan. I think you have some of the best hands to ever come in the octagon. But my brother, you got to stop smoking that weed. Slow down. Don't stop, but slow down on smoking the weed and better your craft. It's going to come a time where you're going to have to get dirty and get in the mud and grind. You got to work on your grind game, brother. Everybody knows you don't want to hit that mat, and that's what they're fixing to start doing. So that's my only gripe. We didn't get a chance to talk about it like, we said we was, but you look bad, man. You talked all that shit, say you gonna knock that man out, and that man made you tap out. He choked his ass out, man.
Oh, y'all saw that? I saw the choke out. It was, it wasn't. It was quick. You know what I'm saying?
Real quick.
So yeah, I didn't get much out of that one. So
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But like we said, man, come to the end.
That's right.
My friend, we will see you on the other side.
Church.
100.
Peace.
Them boys, they cutting up.